So, welcome to the third tutorial in our Dreamweaver series on how to create a website. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create tables, and we're going to begin creating our template, which, like I said in the last video, is the base for our whole website. It's the structure of our whole website, so it's showing us what colors we want to use, it's showing us what buttons we want to have in it, any images, our banner, our logo, anything like that that we want to have on every single web page is what's going to go into this template. So once you've created the template, that's a lot of the work done for your website already. And it's a matter of just designing the rest of the web pages then and putting the content into them. Yeah, so the best way to create your template is to do it through a table. So if we insert a table onto our template, that basically means we can just work within the table so that everything's neat and tidy. So to create a table, what you want to go to insert. Now I'm working out of a Mac. You might be working on another type of computer, but it'll be pretty similar if you find the insert option at the top, and then you want to find where it says table, and I think I'm going to do mine 4 rows. I want to say 4 rows by 7 columns. Now you'll probably not understand why I'm doing 4 rows and 7 columns right now. It'll make more sense as the template design progresses. But I'm basically doing 4 rows because I want to have my banner in the top row, my buttons in the second row. I want to have my content in the third row, and then at the bottom I just want to have like a little information bar at the bottom, like a copyright sign or my name or something at the bottom. Columns, I want to have just a bit of space on each side of my website so that my buttons aren't right up against the edge of the website. And then I'm going to have 5 pages on my website, so 5 different columns for those buttons to go onto. I also want to make sure whenever I'm setting up my table that it's 900 pixels. You can be a bit more flexible with this and make it longer or shorter, whatever width you want. But for now, I'm just going to stick with 900 pixels, and I can edit this if I need to. I also don't want to have any border lines on my table because obviously a good website, you can't see the border on the table that they may have inserted. So I just want to make sure that my border thickness is at 0, my cell padding is at 0, and my cell spacing is at 0. And that way my table will just look a lot tidier whenever we actually open the website. So I just want to hit OK once I've done that. So again, you can change this whatever way you want to, but if you want to just do the same as me, I would do it 4 rows by 7 columns and then table width 900 pixels, and then we can fix it as we go along. And then you just want to hit OK. Now you can see our table has been created. And if you have a wee look down at the bottom, the code bit here, you can also see that this is, whenever I'm selecting the table, you can see this light grey shading around the code of where my table has been inserted. So if you're wanting to do the code, then that's where you would look. Now, if you have created tables in other software such as like Word or PowerPoint or whatever it is you've done, you'll probably know how to merge cells and to make a table look tidier. But just to show you, so I said before I want my banner to go along the top, with my Let's Explore NI and my logo on it. I want that to go along the top, but I don't want it to just go in this little corner here or in this one here because it just wouldn't look great. So what I need to do is to merge these cells along the top. So what you want to do is go with your mouse. If you just drag your mouse along the top and select all of these, highlight all of this top row so that you can kind of see that it's been pushed in. Then you want to right click and you want to go to table and you want to hit merge cells. So it's quite similar to the way you would if you inserted a table in Word, Microsoft Word, and you wanted to merge your cells. You just highlight it, right click, and then you just go to table and you hit merge cells whenever it gives you the option. Okay, now if you wanted to add more rows, again, you would right click, table, and you can insert rows or delete rows and columns, whatever way you want to do it. It's just your preference. I'm going to keep the table the way it is for now, but just so that you know how to do that. So my banner has been, there is room for my banner in here. So I'm actually just going to type banner just so I know where that's meant to go. In my next row then, this is where all my buttons are going to go, my navigation buttons, like my home page, about us, whatever other pages that I'm going to insert as well. So I'm obviously doing a website called Let's Explore NI. I'm basing this off the BCS course for 2025, the controlled assessment task. So one of the pages it's asked us to have is a home page. Now I'm going to skip a cell here and go into my next cell, okay? And I'm just going to type home. And then I'm going to have, it's asked me to create a page for about NI. So I'm going to have NI. And then I'm going to have, now this obviously moves about whenever I click out of the cell, but we can fix it after. What was my next one? It was attractions, so I'm going to change that to attractions. And then there's one where they want us to research places to stay, so I'm just going to create a page called stay. And finally, I'm going to have one called contact us. Contact us. And they're the 5 pages that I'm going to have on my website. Now you can see, obviously, these cells are not the same. These columns, sorry, are not the same size. You can see my contact us column is a bit bigger than like my stay column, and we want all these to be even. So we need to fix that. So to make these all even, what I want to do is select my table. So if I click on my table, and you can see this black border appears around it. I then want to see, down here I can see the width of my table. It says 900. You can also see it down here in the code. I want to just change that. I just want to hit make all widths consistent. Okay, and now you can see in my code here that we found out the widths of each of our columns. So we can see this first column here is not very big at all. It's a size 12. Now I want to keep this something similar. I just wanted a little bit of space between the edge of the website and the home button. So I'm going to fix that now. I want to make these maybe about 150 each. So if I change this to 150, change each of these to 150. I'm leaving the first one, the 12, just for now, just till I get the rest of them. I might need to make the width of my table bigger just to fit the rest of them in, but we'll see how it goes here. So we'll do 150 for each of my pages. There's my contact us page, 150. Now, so if I change these, I've got about 150 pixels left to work with out of my 900. So what I want to do is maybe change this to 75. Am I counting that right? 75 and 75. Just to make the table even. So now if you have a look here, you can see that all of my rows are even and my 2 outside columns are even as well. Now as time goes on, I will probably want to make this edge smaller and this edge smaller, just so that it's not as pushed in not as pushed in as it is right now, because I think that the home button and the contact us button are maybe pushed in too far. But as we go on, we can tidy it up and see. Just to finish off this table, I want to merge this bottom row as well, because this is just where I'm going to put like a wee copyright symbol in or something. I'm just going to highlight it again. I'm going to right click, go to table and hit merge cells again. And that merges the bottom. So now we have nearly set up our table. We're also going to merge these ones because this is where the main content of our website is going to go. So Obviously this table looks very boring right now and there's not very much color in it. So I'm going to show you just how to put a bit of color into our table as well. Now, if I click into this table, there's not really any options for me to change the color of it or add anything into it. So what I want to do is go up to this toolbar. I want to hit tools and I want to select, where is it again? Sorry, I'm being an idiot. Go to window and select properties. And that will bring up this little properties toolbar. Now this is key to whenever we're creating this website, because this is what's going to allow us to change the color of things, change the font, change the size, alignment, whatever we need to do. This is what this toolbar is going to allow us to do. So the first thing I want to do is change the background color of my website. So what color do I want to be behind my table? So what I'm going to do is on this toolbar, I'm going to select page properties, and then I can choose whatever text color and background color I want for this. See this big white space behind the table? I'm selecting what background color I want for that. So I am going to choose, I think for now I'm going to choose maybe a blue color. Yeah, I think we can change it obviously as we go, but for now I'm going to go with this blue color, and I'm just going to hit OK then. Now we can see my background color has turned blue, but obviously whenever I start putting content into my website, I don't want to have the whole website to just be one solid color. So I want to make my table different colors as well, so that it's a bit more exciting and a bit more interesting. So for my banner, my banner row, I want to select page properties. I want to select background color, and I want to choose another color now for this top row. I might keep my top row and my second row the same color, just because I'm going to create a banner and buttons anyways, which is going to cover most of the color anyways. I think I'm going to go with another blue color just because I don't want to have too many colors in my website. To make this the same color as this one, then what I want to do is select background color, and this we what do you call that, picker thing? You just select the color that you want, and then that will change all of that for you. So I'll do that again. I will undo. Oh yes, if you make a mistake you can just hit edit, undo. So what I want to do is highlight my buttons row, and I want to go down to my properties toolbar, select background color, and I want to choose this little thing, and just choose the color that I want. And then if I click off that, you can see now that my banner and my buttons are all the same color in my table. And then the last wee bit that you need to do is to choose what color you want for your main. So this bit here, if I drag this down and move this out of the way, you can see you can make your table whatever space you want. This is where the main body of my website is going to go. This is where, you know, if we go into the About NI page, this is where all the information about NI is going to go. So I want to make this a color that is going to be eye-catching. So again, what I want to do is click into the cell that I want, go down to my properties toolbar and choose a color from here. I think for now I'm going to go with this green color, and I'm also going to do these columns the same color as well, just to make it all the same. But you can obviously choose whatever colors you want. Just make sure that you're choosing something that it's not going to clash too much with the rest of your website. You can obviously go back in and change it whatever way you want to, but it just needs to be something eye-catching, something that clashes too much. And I'm going to stop waffling on, and you can move on to the next video if you would like.